Good Tuesday morning, my friends. I am Nancy Matthews, one of the co-founders of Women's Prosperity Network, and I'm also the founder of the People Skills Academy, and delighted to be here with you today. So happy Tuesday, two for Tuesday. You get two of us. You get Nancy Matthews and Nikki Larsen, who I can't wait to introduce you to. And what we're going to be talking about today is, well, let me ask you a question. Do you ever find that your emotions trigger you? And here's what this could look like. You're going about your day. You've set your intentions. I know I'm focused. I'm going to be creative, clear, productive. And then you sit down at your computer and it doesn't work. Or you get a phone call from someone who, is wrapped up in some kind of crisis or drama, and that pulls you in and sucks you in emotionally. And there you have it. Your emotions are triggered, which pulls you off track and off focus. Have you ever felt that? So tell me in the chat. Anybody been through that? Let me go ahead and look at our comments. What kind of things trigger you and get in your way? And today we're going to be talking with an emotional freedom technique expert, better known as EFT. Nikki Larsen is in the house. Our company is called Strong and Serene. Welcome, Nikki.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it is my pleasure to do this because the skill and gift and techniques that you provide really help us live the life we want to live. Stuff is going to happen. Upsets are going to occur. The question that I always go to is, how long is that upset going to take me out of the game? Right? Because we can't prevent problems from arising, but we can prevent how long these things take us out of the game. So we're going to be sharing some techniques today with EFT tapping. I'm super excited to share that with you. And I want to give you a little bit of background on who this extraordinary woman is and the level of not only expertise, authority, and skill that she brings to this whole conversation and the solutions she provides, but you got to know a little bit about what she's been through. And as you listen today, you will hear a woman who is strong and serene. And I just wonder, Nikki, with some of the things that you've been through, how did you come through being able to maintain such a sense of peace around yourself?
I learned early on, many years ago, that the power of the mind was going to be my key. And I learned that I could change it, I could hold it steady, and I could come back from experiences that were life's horrific. It's your worst nightmare that would come, and I knew that I was on a mission to be able to learn more about it and to provide it for others, because it's simple, it's easy, and there's results. Immediate.
Yeah, with the techniques that we're going to be talking about today, which is EFT. And Tammy's here. Hi, Tammy. So glad you're here. And she says it must be Wear Purple Day. So are you wearing purple? Go ahead and let us know if you're wearing purple. And, it's interesting because the value or qualities associated with purple is about leadership. And what I just heard you reference was really self-leadership. Right. And that's one of the things that EFT can bring to us. So you were a bookstore owner for 29 years. Is that how long?
29 years. Mm-hmm.
29 years, bookstore owner, mom of how many children?
5 of my own and 12 total.
What? I didn't realize it was that many. Oh my goodness. So that enough, 12 children, is enough to create lots of triggers and upsets and challenges throughout your life. And you've also had some pretty significant ones too. Will you share with our audience a couple of the major hurdles and life circumstances that you've overcome?
I'd be happy to. My 3 of my 5 children were born with cerebral palsy, and my second daughter, who was terribly disabled, passed away at 3 years and 10 months. Not that I'm counting, but
Well,
then my,
you counted,
my
you counted every minute you got to have with her.
yeah, and then my youngest son, who was totally dependent, lived to age 17 and a half, and he required being carried and dressed and fed and changed and needed to be strapped into his wheelchair. He was that serious, and he passed away, and 2 years before he passed away, my late husband committed suicide. So I had three three major deaths besides my parents within a very short period of time, and I needed to manage my state and my mind and me, and I became known as the Woman of Steel,
Mm.
and that was an okay title to rise to until it didn't, and it wasn't. So I appreciate being strong and serene.
Yes, yes. Well, let's talk a little bit about, so first of all, I love you, I honor you, and I really have great admiration for the way that you moved through and simply handled those challenges, and you probably at the time were thinking, well, this is what I do, that I don't have a choice, right? These are my
Mm.
children, this is just what I got to do. And being able to move through that in the best possible way, to be able to be the strong and serene woman you are, and now share with us some of the tools and techniques that you used to move you through, and now you share with clients all over the world. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what is EFT, emotional freedom technique.
EFT is based upon Chinese medicine, and it uses the acupressure system that talks to every point in the body. So when you tap on one place, it's going to talk through the entire body, and it provides relief because the fight and flight part of the brain is engaged when we're under stress and things aren't going well, and then we put out this cortisol and all the adrenaline and all the stress hormones, and then we become tight, if you will.
Yeah, we can feel it when we tense up, right?
You can your stomach knots and your headache comes and your shoulders get tight, and so as we learn to tap the points and say specific things, then it just relaxes. What it does, it sends calming sensations back to the amygdala, which is the protective part of the brain, and the old reptilian part of the brain. And it says, you're okay. You're
Mm.
okay. And so when we get the subconscious brain on board with us, then we can calm much more quickly. And
Yeah.
to go from a distress level of 10 to 0 can be done very quickly.
Awesome. Well, let's give them a taste. And I also want to let everybody know that this Friday, we're just giving you a taste of it right now. If you really want to know how to dive deeper into using these tools on a regular basis, and think about it. If something goes wrong, it's not going the way you want it in the day, and you spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, an hour, the whole day being upset and stressed and anxious about this thing, you lost your day.
Yeah.
Right? We lose our day. And what I love about what EFT does is it gives us the ability to reset, and from a physiological perspective. That's what I just heard you talk about. It's actually creating a physiological shift where thinking won't always get us through that. Like, we rationally know we don't have to be afraid, but when the fear gets activated, calming that down can feel, monumental without
Mhm.
this tool. So let's share. And I'm going to put up on the screen. So give me just a second. I want to let everybody know. This Friday, Nikki is hosting a complimentary introduction to emotional freedom technique. And I really encourage you to sign up and join her for this free class, because personally, I'm on a mission to ensure that people are equipped with the tools that not only let them live their best life, but let them live in community and unity with other people. And tools like this help us get over that anger, that disappointment, the fears and doubts and resentments that we tend to build up that don't serve us. And we must come together, and using tools such as this is going to get you there. So sign up for the class. All right.
Imagine what your life would be like with in your house or at your jobs, even if you're at a job site where the stress is, and people are bouncing their stress and their displeasure off of each other, and you're in the midst and the part of that. You can emotionally separate yourself from that by doing the EFT and being able to calm yourself and then you'll be the calming factor throughout your house, including your children and your spouse and your significant other and your office co-workers and so forth. So you actually could be the rudder to the emotional.
I love that. Stability
in your, yeah.
And I was picturing in my mind somebody having an upset at the office. Somebody takes your coffee or doesn't put their report in, or blames you, or steals your idea. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on. And this technique is so fast and effective. All you need to do in the midst of that storm is say, hold on a second, I need to go to the bathroom. Nobody's going to question that you're going to go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom and do what we're about to show you. And when you come out, everything will transform.
That's right.
I love it. All right. So how do we start?
Okay. So you're going to learn the tapping points, and you're going to tap on the side of your hand like this.
Does it matter which hand?
It does not matter which hand, and it doesn't matter as we go through the tapping points. You can tap with one hand, right hand, left hand, or both hands, and they're all very effective. So tapping at the beginning of the eyebrow, right there being the eyebrow, that's the eyebrow point. At the side of the eyes, right there on the temple, that's the side of the eyes. Underneath the eyes, that's the orbital bone. And under the nose, between the nose and the lips, that would be right there.
I got to tell you, I'm feeling calmer already. I don't know how that worked. And I wasn't like stressed, but there's something happening. I can feel it already.
Well, it's a conditioning.
Ah, right, because we've done this before. Okay. All right, good. Let's keep going. Under here.
Then on the chin, right in the crease of the chin. And then at the collarbone, imagine your man's tie down 2 inches, out 2 inches. And so you tap right there.
Okay.
And then under your arm, 4 inches under your arm for a man, and a woman, it would be right at the bra strap.
Okay.
All right. So I would like for the viewers to find a distress level of something that is really bothering them and rate it 0 to 10. And the reason I'm not giving them a real specific direction is because it's called a borrowing benefits. So we could be reducing the anger in someone and the fear in another person, but it's all going to be effective.
Okay, good. So, and if you're driving or something, come back to this video later. So I just want to make sure everybody stays safe. Okay. So, all right.
And it works for headaches, folks, and stress along the shoulders. Okay.
Good.
Even now, we're going to tap on the side of the hand, but we're going to say some negative statements, and that's called the truth statements. That's what's really happening right now. This is part of the psychological reversal. We are talking to the subconscious brain, and the subconscious brain runs 90% of our life.
And I want to point something out, because as we're about to do these negative statements, there's a resistance or, an adherence. I don't want to talk about anything negative because then I'm going to bring it to me. But the truth is, this stuff is under there, and this is a process of digging it out. If you've got something that smells nasty in your refrigerator and you just keep the door closed, it's still in there. So we want to clean out the stuff, and that's what this process is, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Absolutely, yes. Okay. It's a good example. Refrigerator. Remember that one. Okay. All right. I'm going to work on stress today for myself, and you may choose what you'd like, and you may join me. And my stress level is a high one right now. It's at a 10. And so even though I have all this stress in my life, and you would repeat after me. So at
Okay.
your home, wherever you're at, you're going to repeat.
Should
What I
I?
say.
And I'll model it. So even though I have all this stress in my life,
I choose to love myself.
I choose to love myself.
Even though I have a stressful day
Even though I have a stressful day
and I'm not looking forward to it,
and I'm not looking forward to it,
I have a stack of papers to handle,
I have a stack of papers to handle,
and I have all this schoolwork for the children to do.
and I have all this schoolwork for the children to do.
I choose to forgive myself
I choose to forgive myself
and give myself permission
and give myself permission
to act freely and calmly
to act freely and calmly
and have very peaceful thoughts.
and have very peaceful thoughts.
Okay, now the eyebrow point. We tap about 7 times, and you're going to, the pressure is not hard, it's just a slight tap.
Mm-hmm.
I have all this stress in my life.
I have all this stress in my life.
Side of the eye. I have more stress than I can handle,
I have more stress than I can handle,
calmly and peacefully.
calmly and peacefully.
Under the eye now. I have so much stress.
I have so much stress.
My shoulders are so tight.
My shoulders are so tight.
Under the nose, they're up by my ears.
They're up by my ears.
And I have a backache.
And I have a backache.
On the chin point. I'm so tired of Zoom.
I'm so tired of Zoom.
Collarbone. When will it ever end?
When will it ever end?
All this stress that I'm having.
All this stress that I'm having.
I'm the only one in the world that has stress.
I'm the only one in the world that has stress.
Nobody has stress like I do.
Nobody has stress like I do.
Okay, and under the arm now, I give myself permission
I give myself permission
to acknowledge there is stress in my life.
to acknowledge there is stress in my life.
And it can be relieved.
And it can be relieved.
Hold your wrist. Say peace.
Peace.
Take a breath. And exhale. One more time, tapping at the eyebrow point. My old story is I was stressed.
My old story is I was stressed.
Side of the eye. That used to be
That used to be stressed.
under the eye. I'm just really busy.
I'm just really busy.
And that's very different than stress.
And that's very different than stressed.
I can be busy and productive.
I can be busy and productive.
On the chin point, I can handle the interruptions
I can handle the interruptions
with grace and ease
with grace and ease
and get back on track,
and get back on track
collarbone, and get the job done
and get the job done
and feel really good about it.
and feel really good about it.
Under the arm, I release the stress.
I release the stress.
I release my stress.
I release my stress.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Top of the head. I'm releasing all the stress that's in my body right here, right now.
I'm releasing all the stress that's in my body right here and right now.
Peace. Hold your wrists. Say peace. Breathe in and blow out. And as you're blowing out any remaining stress. It may even have a color. And then rate yourself 0 to 10. And if your number has gone down, congratulations, you're moving that negative energy out of your body. And if it's not gone down to 0 and it's gone down to part way, continue tapping. And you can say the same words over and over again. And you're going to continue all those tapping points until such time as you take a deep breath. You have an involuntary deep breath, a yawn, a stretch, a bodily sound, your stomach growls, something that's saying the energy is now shifting. And so you want to tap till that. It can take a round or two, and it can take 10 or 15 rounds. And if you've got a specific thing that you're working on, trying to release, just say that. I am so pissed. I am so pissed. Use the words that rhyme and means for you. I don't like what's going on. I don't like what's going on. I don't like what's going on. Tap that through. I one time had a client tap 65 times on a statement before she had a shift. And then when she had a shift, it was like, whoa, the atmosphere just crackled with ice and just dropped and cleared for her.
Well, it's amazing. And I love this technique from the sense of we're really, instead of covering up, like I often refer to this as if you have a dog and the dog poops on the carpet, and then you have company coming over, which is how we are. Like, we're going out in the world. We need to look good. We need to look like we're not stressed and there's nothing wrong. So we just show up, right? But if you have company come over and the dog pooped on the floor, and what you do is cover it with a towel, which is like covering the negative thoughts and beliefs with positive affirmations without going in, identifying and clearing them out, your house is still going to smell. That poop is still there. So I have a couple of analogies around that. and go ahead. And then I want to share one other thing before we wrap up today.
I just want to caution people that when they rate, after they've tapped, and if it's not gone down but it's gone up, I want you to celebrate, because what you've done is you've uncovered that poop pile, and it's now ready to be addressed. So if those numbers have gone up, that means that you have hit the spot, and keep tapping on it. Yeah. And then receive that release.
So good, my friend. Thank you. And you are strong and serene and giving us tools and calming peace so that we can all have that strength, resilience with joy through our lives. So thank you so much for making time.
Thank you. I love what I do.
Yes, and it shows, and it gets results for people. And let me just say this right before we wrap up. I probably looked silly doing all this. Well, I look sillier when my face is all scrunched and I'm tense and I have a headache. I'll do this for a couple of minutes anytime on video and look silly to feel better. So if that's showed up for you, I just felt like I was supposed to share it. It's okay. I
have high school students who are doing it. High school students. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for dropping by and watching our live stream today. Be sure to register for the class that Nikki is hosting so that you can get more of these tools. And one of the things I love about Nikki is she has different scripts and statements to use for different emotions and things that you're experiencing. So go ahead and sign up, and we'll see you tapping into your emotions for good. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye. Thank you.